It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to the Sunday night edition of the Mike Prince Show. Early Sunday night edition. Man, I had to reschedule those 9 o'clocks. Coming to you live now, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got a lot to talk about today. Big weekend on the Hill. Women's basketball coming up short. Men's basketball staying on top of things. Baseball struggled out the gate with the home series opener against the Southern Jaguars. There's a battle going on for the Tony Romo services between CBS and ESPN. Our scheduled guest for tonight will be, of course, head basketball coach Byron Smith. And we're going to also be trying to see if we can get Kerrick Jackson, head baseball coach at the Southern Jaguars. They just came off of an impressive sweep over the Panthers this weekend. First two games were pretty epic as far as one-run decisions going back and forth. But the final game was just a, let's say, not so pleasant ending for my beloved Panthers. We got a lot to get going, so we might as well get this show off the ground and jump right into this Mike Prince edition, early edition. I'm really, really, really feeling this about getting things done. What a rough weekend on the Hill. Man, oh man. Not what was expected, in particular on the women's side of the hardwood and the baseball diamond. But it is what it is. We'll first go over some Sunday results on the baseball side of things throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We have some finals that we have coming up here. UTSA was victorious over Grambling State by the score of 8-2. Jackson State 10, Alcorn 6. Alabama A&M at Mississippi Valley, it took 11 innings. But Valley falls short by the score of 5-4. Then you have a couple other results that we got to get in here for you. Alabama State was victorious over Toledo by the score of 9-8. Southern University 20, Prairie View 0. And that gave Southern the opportunity to get the sweep on the Sunday match. First two games were very competitive, just coming up short, and we'll talk about the PV baseball situation if we get to it after today. But Kerrick Jackson is scheduled to be one of our guests on tonight, as we mentioned at the top of the show. UAPB, I should say, was able to rebound and salvage from getting swept down in Houston against Texas Southern. They were victorious by the score of 10-5. So out of the gate right now, the Panthers are 0-3 in conference play. Pine Bluff is at 1-2. Grambling had a bye week to open up this first week, and they, of course, came to Texas to play against UTSA. So the Panthers will have to try to revamp and get some things figured out as we continue along the journey. And speaking of continuing along the journey, women's basketball program hit a bump in the road on their journey, if you allow me to put it that way. Not being able to withstand the onslaught of the Alabama State Hornets, and they were a little short by the score of 61-52. Jackson State just showed simply no mercy over Mississippi Valley, 103-53. Southern University not able to withstand the attack of the Lady Braves, coming up short 58-53. And then you had Arkansas Pine Bluff beating Grambling State by the score of 82-64. One of the most exhilarating games had Texas Southern pulling out the win 79-76 over Alabama A&M. And it was a pretty exciting thing here. Look like we got us a caller coming in. Make sure we got everything that we need. Hello, caller. This is Mike Prince. You're live on the radio. Who am I speaking with? All right. Hey, you know what? You got in a little bit premature. We're going to have to let you we got to take a break. We got to get Coach Byron Smith on. And if you can, we'll call back at the bottom half of the hour. Is that fair?
Sounds good, man.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. With that being said, we are going to continue on. We had the call coming in. Those who would like to call, it's 936-333-5256. 936-333-5256. I was just about to give the standings for the women right now. You have Jackson State at 14-1, Texas Southern's at 12-3, Southern University's at 11-5, Alabama A&M is at 10-5, Prairie View drops to 8-7, and Alcorn is at 8-8. Alabama State's at 6-9, Pine Bluff at 5-11, Grambling at 2-13. And Mississippi Valley's at 1-15. Now, the tournament were to start today. Grambling and Valley would be out. Prairie View would be the number 5 seed right now as we speak, and they would have to go on the road to take on Alabama A&M. Some would say that's a good matchup, depending on who you ask. But what I got to do right now, I've got to take a break. We got to get Coach Byron Smith on the line. And we'll continue on with the men's side of things right here live on the Mike Prince Show. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're going to take us a break, and we will be right back.
This broadcast has been made possible by the support of the Prairie View Athletic Club. The Prairie View Athletic Club is a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics. For more information on becoming a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, send your email to pvathletic.club@gmail.com. That email address again is pvathletic.club@gmail.com. Prairie View Athletic Club, a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics.
Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H, feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026. Have sports, we'll travel. The Open Mic Broadcast Network serving student athletes from Little League, high school, and collegiate coverage right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. From coast to coast, from dusk till dawn. You can catch all student athletic action right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the station designed with you in mind. Serving the community through faith and athletics The Open Mic Broadcast Network, the voice of student athletics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. As you heard before the break, we were able to go over some of the scores and the standings on the women's side of things. But now we are going to, as they say, transition over to the men's side of the hardwood. Panthers victorious, another stellar performance on the defensive side, and I still scratch my head when I think defense and Byron Smith. But that's who our next guest is right now on the line with us. The Panthers were victorious, as we mentioned, over the Alabama State Hornets by the score of 65-58. And we now introduce to some, present to others, none other than the head basketball coach, Coach Byron Smith. How you doing this evening, Coach?
Doing well, Mike, yourself?
Man, I'm doing a whole lot better. I'm not up at 9 o'clock at night. And I get like a little kid, man, and I get the wine and kicking, and I need to lay it down. So I thank you for adjusting yourself. Another solid performance from the defensive side of things on the hardwood. Give us a recap, man, as we break this thing down.
Well, Mike, the games don't get any easier. And every time we face our opponent, it's their biggest game of the year. So teams that don't necessarily have stellar records, they're going to come out and they're going to play way above what they have played against anybody else. So obviously, Alabama State, well-coached team, Lewis Jackson, one of the elder statesmen of the conference and been around for a long time and does an excellent job. Those guys just came out and they played very, very loose. They played hustle. They didn't have a lot of obviously don't score the ball great, but they just play so hard and they're active and they played the right way. So we have to dig deep and finish them off, but definitely was a hard-fought game, and very fortunate we came out on top.
Well, the separation line, if you allow me to say so, in this particular game was that you've been beating the wall about the whole season, and that was free throws, 78% from the free throw line. Not where you want to be in field goal, but you made up for it at the stripe.
Yeah, I think we're number one team in the league shooting free throws. I don't think we started out that way, but it's been a conscious effort of mine. You make free throws, you got a chance to close out games and win. And we worked at it really hard. I think we are doing a better job, but we have to be consistent moving down the stretch as we get ready for the postseason to make sure that we are knocking down our foul shots. And we work at it pretty hard, Mike, and I'm proud that the guys are really focused and they're doing a much better job from the stripe.
Right, and when you get that, you're getting close to the tournament, and we know there's a second wind in the season, if you would. What are some things that you as a coach, there's no such thing as a perfect game, even if it was a perfect game. What are some things that concern you as a coach that you would like to see a little bit more improvement on from your current squad?
I just think sometimes we go, stretches without, being able to score. And I think that's because we take ill-advised shots. We're taking contested shots, and we're not patient enough. And I want us to be a little bit more patient. And obviously, let the move the ball around a little bit more. Sticks a little too much for me and stays in one person's hand a little too long. So I really want that to improve. And this guy just to trust what we're doing. We have a good, I think we have a good offensive system in place. They're one of the top scoring teams in the league. So I just want those guys to be a little more patient and not take so many ill-advised shots. And we can do that, play under control within ourselves. I think we're going to be a tough out moving down the stretch.
So, Coach, are you saying that your guys are playing a bit too fast?
I won't ever say that. I would just say that, not making good decisions. Sometimes guys, they really get excited. They play so hard on defense, Mike, as everyone knows, that, and I always say we're going to kind of reward you by giving you some freedom on offense. But I just say sometimes they feel like they see something, they think that it's there, but it's not. Like I said, sometimes you're wide open for a reason. They've scouted you, and they don't think that you can make that shot. So some of these guys don't understand that they're not shooting a great percentage. They take some very, very difficult shots sometimes. So we want the ball to go inside. Patterson and Andrews and Jonathan Jackson and those guys inside out. But we definitely have to be a little bit more patient. But no, I like the pace that we're playing at, and I think we're only going to get better moving forward.
Okay, so how some coaches have a design, I want 5 passes before the shot or 6 passes. Do you have a design formula for that? or is just continue to be patient, don't force the gun, and even if it's a wide open shot, think twice before you shoot?
Well, Mike, when the game starts out, obviously, I want us to be a little more patient, but take what the defense gives you. But if we have a lead moving down the stretch or whatever, I would like to get 5 passes, move the ball around. We haven't really been able to do that because I really think, once again, we have 2 point guards and we're kind of trying to combine. Last year we had Dennis Jones. He was a maestro, as you know, and he controlled the tempo. He controlled the pace of the game, and we could move the ball around a lot. He could make plays, get into the crevices and the teeth of the defense and make plays with passes and assists. We really don't have that type of point guard this year. So, again, if we have a lead, obviously want to milk the clock, be patient, make our opponent impatient because the clock's running down and you get the ball back to try to go down and score. And then we're strong with the basketball, with good passes. They'll foul us. And obviously, like as you noted, we're doing a better job at the free throw line. That's how we close our games.
Absolutely. We're talking right now with Coach Byron Smith of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, victorious this past Saturday over Alabama State. Got one more game this season at home during the regular season, and I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway, Coach. You're going for 26 in a row. It should not be a secret, but somehow, some way, it's under the radar, which speaks of not just this season, but going back to a season and a half ago of the consistency and the dominance that you've shown at home. What do you think are some of the keys for this run that you've been on?
I think just taking advantage of the opportunity that we have. Obviously, when you're on your home turf, you're at home. I mean, you feel comfortable. As opposed to staying in a hotel or staying somewhere else, you feel more comfortable. You're able to relax a little bit better. You have a little bit more support. But I just think that we're pretty solid in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, transition, and defending. I think we're solid. I think we can improve in all areas, but I think we're very solid. And I just think we've just been consistent. As I always tell our kids, consistency is what's expected in society, and that's what pays the bills. Nobody wants an up and down stock market, type approach where it's up and down. Sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't. And I think we've been very, very, very consistent at home, and that's the way that it should be. If you can win your home games, and obviously, as they say, split on the road, that gives you a chance to compete for championships year in and year out.
Now, Coach, every time I speak with someone about Panthers basketball over the last 3 to 4 years, I get the same echoes, and I have to let them know that it's not by accident. But they say that your squad looks like basketball players. They're lean, well-conditioned, and yes, I know facilities play a strong role in that, but it's also something that people don't see, and that's the nutritional value and how you have to teach guys how to eat again. And can you go into a little detail about that?
Yeah, Mike, obviously I'm very disciplined when it comes to food intake. And I like for our guys to follow not necessarily my path, but you just have to have discipline. And if you want maximum performance, you got to put the right type of fuel in your body. And that's staying away from a lot of breads, and that's staying away from a lot of sweets and things like that, fast food and things like that. So, excuse me, Mike, we monitor the food intake, and we make sure that we prepare fuel for the body to maximize and to get the best performance. Because late in games, if you're not eating right, you're going to wear down and you won't be able to finish. So I do appreciate that acknowledgement that we are always in really, really good shape. We get after it. We work really hard on conditioning because if you can the best team that's the best conditioned team, most games are going to come down to the final 2 to 3 minutes, and the team that's in the best shape, is usually going to have a chance to win because your mind is clear. You're able to execute. When fatigue increases, skill decreases. So obviously, when you're solid and you're set, from a conditioning standpoint, you're able to make the right type of plays, make the right types of decisions. So we've been pretty stellar in that regard, and we're going to continue to be that way, to attack nutrition, to attack conditioning, as long as I'm at the helm of the Panthers program.
All right, Coach. Now, I got to ask this question. What role does facilities play when it comes to the nutritional part and I guess the fitness part of any team? We just happen to be talking about basketball right now.
It's huge, Mike. I mean, guys are in a nice facility. It makes them feel a certain way. When you're lifting weights and you're doing the right types of things, that you're training your body the right way, you have a sense of invincibility. Like, I can go and I can do anything. So when you're in a nice weight room and you got nice arenas and nice, locker rooms if they're on the weight, it makes you feel a certain way. You have a high major feel. And I think that makes players feel good. And if you feel good, you'll play good. And I think that our facilities are second to none. As far as HBCUs go, very proud and very thankful to our administration for doing everything that they can to, give us a nice place to be and give us a nice room, weight room and film rooms and study hall rooms and all those types of things. So I think we're right on par with some of the, better mid-major programs in the country. And that's what we want to be. That's what we're trying to go with this program, Mike, to be considered. Right now, we're one of the two best teams in Texas right now. University of Houston, who, obviously beat Cincinnati today, and I think they're one game away from clinching the conference championship. We're one game away from clinching the conference championship. So I think the University of Houston, where I attended, and Prairie View are the two most consistent teams, in the state of Texas last year. Obviously, Texas Tech, obviously this year, Baylor didn't have a great year last year, but they had a great year this year. But just on a 2-year period, I think U of H and Prairie View are right there at the top in terms of being two of the better programs in the state of Texas.
I love it how you are able, it seems always, to magically somehow put them Cougs in the midst here, man.
You have to, man. You got to support your alma mater because the University of Houston has helped shape and mold me into the man that I am today. So I have a lot of gratitude and I thank that wonderful institution for giving me an opportunity, giving me an education, and playing some good basketball for a few years. So good. I always say go Cougs.
All right, go Cougs, and I'm going to say go Panthers, so we'll have some balance in this interview. How that sound?
I love it.
We're talking right now with Coach Byron Smith. The Panthers on top of the Southwestern Athletic Conference in conference play, 13-2. Overall, 17-11. They're followed closely behind Texas Southern at 11-4, Southern University at 11-5, Gramblin's at 9-6, Alcorn's at 9-7. You have Jackson State at 8-7, and Alabama State's at 7-8, followed by A&M at 4-11, Pine Bluff at 3-13, and Valley at 2-14. Coach, when you look at this, and I know you don't ever want to look back, you don't even want to check your rearview mirror because they say when you're checking your rearview mirror, people are closing in on you. But you just mentioned you're one game from clinching your consecutive SWAC title. What does that mean to you, knowing how you stepped into this situation and how you've gotten it into, I won't say dominance just yet, but let's just say in a right direction pretty fast?
It means everything. I'm so thankful, first and foremost, to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who's been there every step of the way since I took over this position in 2016. He's constant, and, obviously, he gives you the increase. But it means a lot. Obviously, when I took the position years back, I think some people that probably weren't sure. Obviously, I was on the staff that Coach Rim, ended up not being retained. So people look at you sometimes as being part of the problem and not the solution. But I was glad that the administration was able to see past that and give me an opportunity. So I take it very seriously. Once again, it's my divine assignment. This is what the good Lord has me to do. And I take it extremely, extremely serious, and I want to continue to do that. So it means everything. My goal is to have the best, basketball team in the history of the institution. I can't go back 50, 60 years ago, but I would think in the modern day, I think some people would have to give us some votes in the modern day, this decade, of being, if not the best, one of the best teams, 2-year teams that Prairie View has put out on the floor.
Now, you're still going to be shooting for the Zelmo Beatty status, though, right?
I'm sorry?
I said you're still going to be shooting for the Zelmo Beatty status, though, right?
Who's that? Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's the greatest men's basketball player ever played at Prairie View. Absolutely, man. All due respect, Mr. Beatty and what they were able to accomplish back in the '60s. So yeah, but what we're shooting for, don't say it, Mike. You shoot for the moon if you miss, you're amongst the stars. So that's what we're shooting for. We're striving for excellence. Mike, and we want people to come out and feel good about their investment and coming to watch us play, buying season tickets. We want them to feel proud and say, you know what, I'm glad I did that. I mean, that was money well spent by our effort. We're an effort team, Mike. We play really, really hard. We don't always play well, but we always play hard. You can count on that. And we're going to continue to do that because we want to make Panther Nation proud of the product we put out there on the floor moving forward.
We're talking right now with head basketball coach Byron Smith of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. The Panthers will play their final home game of the regular season on Monday night against the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, and it'll be senior night. Coach, if you can, man, can you give us a summary of each one of your seniors that'll be representing your squad on this final home game?
Well, obviously, actually senior night was last night, Mike, but still, the women's senior night will be tomorrow night. But yeah, I can't speak to the seniors that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's I forgot the Thursday.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, but a great group of guys. Obviously, they've overcome a lot, from their early years and things like that. But, they believe in. There's two types of things. Might give a buy-in. And I always say when you buy into a system, a vision. But when you believe in it, you believe in people. And I think these guys believe in their coaching staff and they trust us and things like that. So it's been a great group of guys. Obviously, some of those guys have been a bit of a challenge at times, but they've got good hearts. And I always say, if you're locking your doors at night, it's not because of the men's basketball team at Prairie View. They're good people, and they're striving for excellence. And, we're excited. I'm going to miss them because they were fun to coach. They were tough as nails, and they went out every night and gave great effort. Again, the pillars of our program, Mike, are enthusiasm, energy, effort, and toughness. And the second line is preparation, approach, and execution. So those are the 7 pillars of our program, and those guys have really, really, really focused on those things, and they've exemplified that each and every night they've gone out. They've never taken a night off, and they just play hard. I mean, they play the game the right way, and they're a lunch pail, hard hat type of group, and you just really, really like to watch them play because they have smoke coming from their shoes at the end of the night. They play so hard, so definitely proud to be their coach. And hope, again, Prairie View Nation is proud of that product that we put on the floor every night.
Absolutely. PV proud, even Cougar proud. I don't know what would you call a cross between a Panther and a Cougar?
A Pooger.
A Pooger?
Yeah. How about
that? Sounds good enough to me, Coach. Hey, man, we want to thank you so much for joining us on this new edition of the 6 p.m. Sunday Live Mike Prince Show. Want to remind folks, Panthers tip off tomorrow, Monday night, 5:30 with the women's start, followed by the men's game. Come and watch exciting Panthers basketball action. Coach, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Continue to get you some good rest and watch what you're putting inside your body. How does it sound?
I definitely will do that, Mike. Appreciate you taking out the time to speak with us and your support. Won't be forgotten. It means so much to our program. So thank you again for all that you do for Panthers men's basketball.
All right, Coach Byron Smith, head basketball coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. We're going to take us a break, and we'll come back. We'll talk about a few more things, and I'm not mistaken, I believe we're going to have a touch by an angel, if you would, by Coach Carrick Jackson of the Southern Jaguars. You listen to the Mike Prince Show live right here on Sunday night at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and Spreaker.com.
We'd like to recognize sponsors. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. Their phone number is 979-826-8008. Diva Skin Conditioner, located at divafeet.com, D-I-V-A-H feet.com. Their phone number, 903-270-0026. Prairie View Athletic Club, serving student athletes since 1986. Their phone number is 936-857-5817. Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas, at 45372 Old Highway 290. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, several locations to serve you. Katy, Rosenberg, Brenham, Bryan, College Station, and Waller, Texas. Their phone numbers, toll free, 855-391-2149. If you or your business would like to be a part of the sponsorship team here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, contact us at 832-213-8824.
Be the one with courage to fight child abuse.
All Texans must find the courage to fight child abuse.
Learn the signs and symptoms and report suspected abuse to appropriate authorities.
Learn and know these warning signs.
A child who undergoes changes in behavior, appetite, or routine.
Watch for unexplained injuries, a change in academic performance, or loss of interest by a child in regular activities.
Trust your instincts. If you suspect something, do something.
If you believe a child is in an abusive situation, please call the Texas Abuse Hotline at 1-800-252-5400.
Be the one with courage. To find your local Children's Advocacy Center, visit onewithcourage.org.
On behalf of children, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show Live, Sunday night edition, 6 p.m. Man, I love the way that sounds. I love the way it feels. We want to thank our sponsors, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union. They got 13 different locations to serve you. Their latest one is in Waller, Texas at 2038 Mill Street in Waller, Texas. We also want to thank Diva Skin Conditioner located at divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H feet.com. If you're having an attack with your skin from diabetes and the cause and fix that it has, visit that website at divafeet.com and you have a money-back guarantee. Absolute nothing to lose. We have right now on the line with us the head baseball coach for the Southern Jaguars. The Jaguars on their way back to Louisiana. And I told Coach in the break he could have given me at least one, but we want to present something and introduce to others Coach Kerrick Jackson. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm not good, man. But no, I'm good. Good for you, but good for impressive weekend. I told people before you playing this whole show and dog and pony act. I got a young team, but they came out, took care of business. Recap the series if you can for us, man. The first game, of course, 3-2, 6-5, and then today, as they said, it was a no doubt a 20-0. So give us a recap over the weekend if you could.
I think obviously, as I told our team, we're not going to give any wins back, but Friday and Saturday, I thought that the games were probably a little bit closer than they should have been. We made some mistakes on the bases. We made some mistakes on defense and pitching to where it made those games close. And I thought we had chances in both games to kind of blow it wide open, and we just didn't take advantage again. I think it is due to some of our youth. As I told you before, yes, we're young, but we are also talented. So as they start to figure it out, I think that we will play a lot better, but we're just kind of, in that mode of getting out there and learning and teaching. And, we're even doing some things where this weekend we start playing pepper before the game, because more than half our kids have never played pepper before. And so trying to get them to understand the concepts of pepper and eye-hand coordination and short swings and putting the barrel on the ball and doing some of those things, just trying to keep it fun for them, competitive, but also have teaching points. So again, all in all, starting off the first conference weekend, being able to get that sweep, I think is huge. Every win matters. You're fighting for that number one seed in the tournament. So I think we did ourselves a favor by going out this weekend and doing what we did.
We're talking live right now with Kerrick Jackson, head baseball coach of the Southern Jaguars. And, Coach, you almost made me stumble. You said your guys had never heard of the game pepper?
There was a bunch of our guys that had never not only heard of it, but had never played it. And so, again, when you look at kids nowadays, if it's not organized, they're not doing it. They don't just go out and play. They don't go just play wiffle ball with 2 or 3 guys. It's got to be club. It's got to be, they're going to swing coaches. They're doing all these private lessons, and nobody just goes out and plays the game anymore. So that's what we're trying to do, is get our kids to understand how to play the game the right way by playing the game and doing different things like pepper or wiffle ball or whatever the case may be to keep them, keep their skills sharp, if you will.
So gone are the days of court?
Oh, far gone.
And for somebody who's probably listening out, court, what are you guys talking about? That was a game, and for those who don't know, Kerrick Jackson is a native of St. Louis, just as I am. But there was a game, basically all you needed was 2 people, a wall, a stick, and a couple of tennis balls. And one swing and miss was an out. And we even got advanced that if you had a base hit and you foul tip and it hit the wall, we called that a double play. So it was just an accelerated game of baseball, and you just played until the lights said it was time to go in the house. And golly, man, that's gone as the day, huh? That will probably never return, huh, Coach?
I don't think that it will, and I think it's unfortunate because that's one of the things I told our guys. I asked them, had they ever played Indian ball, and it's kind of the same response to Indian ball.
Uh-huh.
So that's how I learned how to hit the other way. You had a pitcher, you had a fielder, and you had a hitter. And if you hit anything to the full side, it was an out.
That's right.
So you had to hit it to the backside. You had to hit it up the middle. So, but again, like you said, and in court, when you played that, if you swung and missed, it was an out. So you learn how to shorten up and at least put it
in play, baby. Put it in play.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about bats, people. We're talking about an old mop handle, a broom handle, and if you were fortunate enough, you had a cork bat. But we didn't have that, Now I don't want to put him out there too bad. See, Coach was a county guy. I was a project kid, so you probably had that, Coach. I didn't. But man, that was just seemed so normal. But I guess you say that it's been replaced with travel ball now. Oh well. Wow. I got off course. Of course, I'm sorry about that. But it goes to show, though, the more things change, sometimes the more they stay the same. And with you going back to that, if you allow me to say, old school approach, do you see that making a difference over the course of this past weekend for you?
I think so, because I think it allowed guys to slow some things down and conceptualize some of the things that we've been talking about. Because we struggled a little bit offensively to get key hits at times, and like I said, in being able to make adjustments. And so I think that these owners, they can't do anything from feel. So we have to show them and maybe show them in different ways.
Okay, we're probably experiencing we were experiencing a little in and out, Coach. I know we're going live right now, but you said experiencing and then it cut off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, I think that being able to do some of the things that we did this weekend kind of helps them conceptualize the things that we're trying to get them to understand. And so we have to be creative because today's kids are visual learners. They don't know, they can't do anything by feel because they don't do enough to understand feel. So we have to put them in positions and give them drills and things to do, show them on video, and then based on that, I think they start to understand some of those types of things. So for us, I think with this group, that's what we're going to have to do. We're just going to have to be really, really creative to get them to understand how we want them to go about their business.
Okay, and with that, when you said the video approach, so I'm assuming that you guys use video. Now, I've spoken with a couple of other coaches. Are you using video on the road and at home, or are you using it at home only?
We use it both on the road and at home because we want to maximize the opportunities for them to see what it is that they're doing. The classic one is we'll call a fastball inside, a guy will throw the pitch, the guy will hit a double or a home run, and I'll ask the catcher, where was that pitch? Oh, it was in. And I'll ask the pitcher, yeah, coach, I got it in. And we go back to video, and it's right down the middle. And so with the luxury of video and cameras now, filming at 60 frames per second, the slow-mo is really good, so I can get it right to where it is and freeze it and say, now tell me where that pitch was again. And so then now they start to understand, oh, shoot, I guess that was middle.
Well, maybe it was inside during the adrenaline rush, man, and they said, I got it in, but as you say, the film don't lie, right?
Exactly.
Now, Coach, when you're using these techniques now, I'm old school. You don't need, we used to have big old video camcorders, but you can actually use your phones nowadays, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can. We actually purchased 2 video cameras that we set up. But yeah, the iPhones and the Samsungs, their video quality is really, really high. So yes, you can use those as well.
Okay, we're talking right now with Coach Kerrick Jackson of the Southern Jaguars. The Jaguars came into Prairie View and got 3 games and now back toward Louisiana. Who's your midweek opponent this week, Coach, as you get ready for your next round of conference play?
We got a tough 4-game stretch. We got Northwestern State on Tuesday, and then we got a 3-game set against Tulane on the weekend. These are going to be 4 tough games for us that we're challenging our kids again to go out and be competitive and see where things end up at the end of the day. But our first home game is going to be on Tuesday against Northwestern State.
Okay, and of course that's a Southland opponent, and there is no fear when you cross those lines on the diamond, and you got confidence going in, coming off a 3-game win streak here in Texas. Now we know you don't change the approach, but you have to remind these guys that these guys put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you, and if you cut them, they'll bleed. How much psychological prepping do you have to do when you get ready for your midweek, or playing up, if you allow me to say that?
I don't think we have to do a lot because, again, I think from the first conversation that you and I had when I got the job here, we talk about putting ourselves in a position where we want to be respected on the national level. And so these games are part of that equation. And so when we talk to our guys about going out and being successful or having a chance to be successful in these games, it's about playing the game the right way. And if you play the game the right way against the worst team or play the game the right way against the best team, the results can be positive and in your favor. So that's what we more emphasize is, hey, let's go out and make sure we're playing clean baseball, and let's make sure we're playing clean baseball against anybody that we face. And if we get ourselves in a position where we're playing at a high level consistently, then we put ourselves in a good spot.
Now, Coach, you came in, you were able to get some success. You had a rough first year, but you turned it around pretty quickly. Was that able to give you the flexibility of building your program a different way? I noticed this year you went for your arms through the JUCO route, and then you're kind of raising guys through your quote-unquote form system as far as skill position players. Did that winning early give you the comfort to go out and start your approach that way?
I think so. I think we would have done it that way regardless, just because you have to look long term. I think if you flood it with junior college players year in and year out, you'll stay in that cycle, and it's tough to get out of that cycle. And so there's always going to be hit and miss. And ultimately, we want to do it with as many high school kids as we can. We did have that need for some JC arms to come in this year and be able to stabilize some things for us, because the previous classes, the arms weren't as strong. But now when you look at our 20 class, we have 10 kids coming in that class. 9 of them are high school, and 1 of them is a junior college player. So we're moving in that direction. We'll probably always have junior college players, but they'll be need-based. But the focus will be on high school players and high-end high school players. And I think as we can go out and still be competitive on that national stage, and kids see that they have an opportunity to come in here and play as freshmen and win at a high level, I think we'll start to recruit and get some more of those high-end high school type players and then put us in the same position as anybody else in the country.
We're talking live right now with Kerrick Jackson of the Southern Jaguars. You're getting ready for a big midweek. Obviously, this is going to be your bye week as far as conference play is concerned. Do you have your pitching rotation solidified yet, Coach, or are you still kind of working it out?
You know what? I think for the most part that we do, we still got some guys that are out. Eli Finney, who was our number 1 starter returning back, he's yet to pitch this year, but he had some shoulder tightness, so we wanted to be careful with that. Jerome Bohannon, a left-handed pitcher that we had, who's returning back, he had a rocky start his first time out, so we moved him to midweek. Anthony Fidanza, who started for us opening weekend on Friday night when we beat UNO, he had a forearm strain, so he's out. So we're still kind of trying to piece some things together. We're down 4 good arms that would definitely make us a little bit better. But I think, with what you saw from Joe Battaglia going on Sunday today, I mean, we're going to be heads and shoulders above a lot of people with pitching that guy on Sunday.
Well, that's
competitive strike thrower, 3-pitch mix. He could easily be our Friday guy. but I pitch him on Sundays for a reason.
Well, that was my next question. Have you discovered some diamonds in the rough when you had to have this next man mentality up? And obviously, who you just mentioned, anyone else that has kind of risen in this opportunity time?
I think we've had some of our bullpen guys step up and show that they're capable. Will Allen, who's been a bullpen guy for us for the previous 3 years, he's a senior this year. We ran him out on Friday. He struggled a little bit with his command. He's got really, really good stuff, and we're just trying to get him to trust it. He's a heavy sink type guy, but he likes to try and run it up there every once in a while and try to get him to understand, hey, when you go hit 90, 91, it flattens out, and you're not beating people with that. So let's stay in that 86 to 88 range with sink and get a bunch of ground balls and get your punch outs when they come. But everybody wants to velo is sexy, so they want to show velo, but we're trying to get him to understand, let's be pitchers first and then go to the velo. So we definitely have some guys that have stepped up and shown that they're ready to take on a greater role, and we're excited about that.
You just hit on something, and I know you're an old pitcher, I'm an old catcher, and that to me is just some poetry in motion, what you just mentioned. I don't care if you're throwing 97, but if it's flat, it's like it's on an extended tee. But if you got some movement on that ball and you have to minus a few miles per hour, then it makes you a better effective pitcher. And I keep thinking of this guy, Hoffman, pitched with the San Diego Padres. Think he had a fastball.
Closer.
Yeah. I was being a little sarcastic. 83 mile an hour fastball and a 78 mile an hour changeup and Hall of Famer. Yep. Hall of Famer?
Right, exactly.
And the guys who threw the 100, the 90s, they didn't last this long. And with the unnatural approach to a baseball pitcher versus that of a softball pitcher, it actually saves your arm in the long run.
Right. Yep.
So
definitely does.
The art of pitching versus the art of throwing BBs. So, Coach, I want to thank you very much, man, for joining us. I know you're on the road. We're going to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to head to this next segment.
No, I appreciate you having me on as always. And obviously we had a great start to opening conference weekend for us, and we look forward to more success as we move forward.
Well, you know what? They wouldn't let me come in with my blow darts so I could make your pitchers a little nauseated at the end. So, but job well done, Coach. And other than that, you beat up on my Panthers. I'm going to have to say job well done and good luck on the rest of your season until we hit the Baton Rouge. How's that? Is that fair enough?
All righty. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. Coach of the Southern Jags, Kerrick Jackson. We are going to take us a break, and we'll head back with more of the Mike Prince Show live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Keep it where you got it, and we will be right back. I promise you, don't you go nowhere.
Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H, feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026. Have sports, we'll travel. Let's face it, from time to time, we'll have a need for an attorney, whether it's the case of a DUI, DWI, or any other circumstances that would find you on the other side of the law. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street, is the one to call. Attorney Lee Van Richardson and his staff are equipped to help you get through your legal battles. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, 979-826-8008 in Hempstead, Texas. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Mike Prince Show Live. Want to thank our guests that have joined us so far. Well, not so far. That's it for tonight. Coach Byron Smith, the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. Also, Kerrick Jackson of the Southern Jaguars. The Southern Jaguars
took care of the Panthers on this weekend, getting the sweep 3-2, 6-5, and then 20-0. And the Panthers off to a slow start out the gate. And I said before this series actually took place, this was a must-win series for the Panthers, being that they were in the position that they've been in, and we knew that the Jags were supposedly having this young squad, and I say playing possum, but it was more, I think, for the psychological advantage for the Panthers to try to come out, at least get one win to kind of let these guys know that they can play with the upper echelon of the conference. But the Panthers will have to go back, regroup, and put this thing behind them as far as possible. Meanwhile, you have the Jags getting ready for, as I mentioned, Northwestern and Tulane on this coming week coming up. I'm going to pull up the schedule right now for the Panthers so we can find out exactly what they got going on down the road. But other news that I think is at least worth mentioning, CBS has let it be known that they want to keep Tony Romo around. And with that being said, made him a 3-year offer that can go up to 7, depending on the collective bargaining act that's going on with the NFL players and the owners right now. But it's a shrewd business move by ESPN to go after Romo, who I think is a very, very good color analyst. Analyst. Got tongue-tied on that one. And he, surprising to me when he first came out, let me see what Romo's about. But Romo is actually very good. He's energetic, and he breaks things down very well. And CBS hit a home run when they got him. ESPN on the backside trying to enhance their NFL package for Monday Night Football, and they're going all out to try to lure Romo away. Personally, I think Romo should stay at CBS because it's just a good fit. But I do understand why ESPN is making the move that they are. It's up in the air right now. The Romo sweepstakes will be determined real soon. What do you guys think? Should Romo stay or should he go? You can actually call our 24-hour message line at 713-570-6736, or I might have a little time to get you in on tonight's show. Simply dial 936-333-5256, 936-333-5256. I was able to pull up the Panthers' schedule, and we'll kind of break this down, get things en route for us. The Panthers will actually take on Houston Tellison. I'm sorry, not Houston Tellison, but Houston Baptist. And that will be on Tuesday. And that game will be on the campus of Houston Baptist. So that first pitch is slated for February the 8th. And we'll keep you posted on that. Then the Panthers will go on the road to take on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff salvaged the series against Texas Southern on today to avoid the sweep. So these two teams will battle to go out. Now, with the way things are shaped up right now for the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball division, Alabama A&M is ineligible on the eastern side of things. So it's already slate that Jackson, Alabama State, not Alabama A&M, but Mississippi Valley and Alcorn will qualify for the tournament, which, by the way, will be at Jackson, Mississippi this year, May 13th through the 17th. And then on the western side, it will still be battled out between Grambling, Southern, Texas Southern, Prairie View, and Pine Bluff. Last year, Pine Bluff was able to get in due to the fact that A&M and Mississippi Valley were ineligible for postseason play. So this is going to be a very critical series yet again for the Panthers as they come to try to salvage things. And when you look at it and compare apples to apples, it has to be a sweep for the Panthers this weekend coming up against Pine Bluff. I know that seems like we're pressing, but it is what it is because these series are critical and they come and go extremely fast. And if the Panthers want to remain contenders for postseason play, they're going to really and truly have to get, as James Brown say, on the good foot to make sure that everything happens. So the Panthers trying to, as they say, work it out, and I believe they can work it out. And a lot of people, they look at me and they say, well, Prince is Mr. Critical. No, I'm not Mr. Critical. I'm pro Prairie View from inside out, from outside in. And I really believe that if we look at things for what it is, you got to strike the iron when it's hot at any given situation. And by that, I'm saying take advantage of the opportunities that are afforded to you. And we can't be complacent on being in the middle of the pack, being mediocre. The motto from the athletic department, where champions are built. And the only way you can be declared a champion, you have to win on and off the field. We know the excellence that is coming from the classrooms that goes beyond even mentioning. But you also want that excellence on the prospective fields, whether it's a diamond, football field, pitch on soccer, a lane in bowling, a court in tennis, whatever, or a court in basketball. You want to win. And sometimes winning is not just on the coaching. The administrative leadership, presidential leadership, all these things tie into the total package. I've said it time and time again, and I'll say it again before we take this break. There are 3 critical people on the face of any college campus across America that has football. That's your head football coach, your athletic director, and your president. And in the order of popularity, believe it or not, your most popular known face is going to be your head football coach. Then your president. Then the last man standing is the athletic director. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the athletic director is the glue that pulls together the coach and the president and go out and market the product of both sides. Because the president's first and foremost goal is to make sure that the academia excellence is there. The head football coach is to make sure that the program is where it needs to be. Not where it wants to be, where it needs to be. And those are the important factors of fusing all these things together. So I'm saying all that to say this. Yeah, we can say what's not right on the coaching side, but we have to look at the administrative side and the presidential side to make it all one family piece. And with that being said, I'm going to take us a break and we'll get together for some final segment thoughts and closing comments on tonight's episode here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Keep it right where you got it, and we'll be right back.
We'd like to recognize sponsors. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. Their phone number is 979-826-8008. Diva Skin Conditioner, located at divafeet.com, D-I-V-A-H feet.com. Their phone number, 903-270-0026. Prairie View Athletic Club, serving student athletes since 1986. Their phone number is 936-857-5817. Temple of Refuge Ministries, located in Prairie View, Texas, at 45372 Old Highway 290. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, several locations to serve you. Katy, Rosenberg, Brenham, Bryan, College Station, and Waller, Texas. Their phone numbers, toll free, 855-391-2149. If you or your business would like to be a part of the sponsorship team here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Contact us at 832-213-8824.
Well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, our time has expired for today. But before we get out of here, we want to make sure that you know that we come to you each and every day right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Mondays through Fridays at 10 a.m. The Carlos Brown Show is live 10 a.m. to 12 noon. She Say Sports on Fridays. Of course, we come back to you on our new and improved time, 6 p.m. Sunday nights. I want to thank our sponsors, Attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas, Prairie View Athletic Club, of course, of Prairie View, Texas, Temple of Refuge Ministries in Prairie View, Texas. We also have to thank Diva Skin Conditioner, located at divafeet.com, D-I-V-A-H feet.com, and Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, located at 2038 Mill Street in Waller, Texas. Don't forget to visit our website, obnradio.com. Follow us on our social media handles, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. I need you guys to go there right now and click subscribe. And then there's a little bell right next to it. Click on that and you'll get posted on everything that we're doing through our YouTube channel. My time has come where I must exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Want to thank our guest tonight, Byron Smith, head basketball coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, and Kerrick Jackson of the Southern Jaguars. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.